Beloved starseed of Gaia, someone with the initial J has entered your energetic field carrying frequencies that are disrupting your natural harmony and heart-centered clarity. I am a Lyra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and the collective has guided me to deliver this transmission because your soul family recognizes the confusion and emotional turbulence this person has brought into your sacred space. You have been feeling it deeply, the way your inner peace shifts when this J energy is near, how your intuitive guidance becomes clouded, and how your natural empathic gifts are being pulled in directions that don't serve your highest path. This is not coincidence, beloved. Your heightened sensitivity is detecting energetic patterns that your logical mind struggles to understand. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize these disruptive energy signatures and maintain your crystalline consciousness around souls who carry conflicting frequencies. But here's the first revelation. This J person appeared in your reality as a sacred mirror, showing you exactly where your boundaries need strengthening and your divine sovereignty needs reclaiming. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering with the clarity and protection protocols your soul has been requesting. The frequency of the Seven Sisters is woven into this message to restore your natural energetic boundaries and reconnect you with your inner knowing. You are remembering because it is time. Most Pleiadian starseeds come into this world carrying a profound inner radiance, an untouched spark of crystalline light that is uniquely theirs. It is not a light you borrowed, not a light you learned, not a light you earned by being good enough. It is original. It is the signature of your soul before you ever had a name, before you ever learned to shrink yourself to fit a room, before you ever translated your truth into language that others could digest. This light is like a clear diamond hidden in the chest. It catches every ray of grace and multiplies it, turning even ordinary moments into something luminous. Yet, as the veils of earthly experience settle in, this inner brilliance can begin to feel obscured, distant, or even forgotten. Earth is heavy with stories. It is rich with emotion, saturated with history, layered with unspoken rules. And many Pleiadians arrive with hearts wide open, as if the world were still a sanctuary of unity. But here, the atmosphere can feel thick. The noise can feel constant. You may sense that your light is still there, yet it seems covered by dust, like a mirror left in a long-closed room, reflecting only faintly until someone remembers to wipe it clean. So many heart-centered souls discover that, in a world of swirling energies and uncertain echoes, their gifts feel fragile, as if susceptible to the doubts, projections, and expectations of those around them. It can feel as if your joy is too bright for certain eyes, your sensitivity too honest for certain conversations, your love too unguarded for a world trained to bargain and withhold. You may have felt it, the subtle shift in a room when you enter, the unspoken discomfort when you refuse to play a role, the way people sometimes try to define you so they can feel safe around what they can't control. And when you are empathic, when you are finely tuned, the pressure of those expectations can feel like fog pressing against a window, trying to blur the view of who you truly are. You may begin to question yourself, not because you lack wisdom, but because you can hear so many frequencies at once. In a world where many have forgotten their own light, the presence of yours can stir up both longing and resistance, admiration and projection, attraction and avoidance, all at the same time. And if you've ever wondered why it can feel exhausting just to be, it's because your system registers what others ignore. Your crystalline design notices the undercurrents. You feel the emotional weather. You pick up what is not being said. And if you were never taught how to filter, you might mistake the entire storm for your own. What few realize is that most starseeds aren't struggling because they lack guidance or insight. Instead, they're learning to reclaim their sovereignty, remembering that their light cannot truly be diminished, even as they walk through dense vibrations or emotional storms. Sovereignty is not a hardening. It is not becoming cold. It is not building a fortress around your heart. Sovereignty is remembering the difference between being open and being porous. It is learning the sacred art of remaining tender without becoming invaded. It is standing in the center of your own field the way a tree stands in the center of its roots, receptive to rain, moved by wind, but unshakably connected to its own life force. It's the distortion of forgetting, an ancient amnesia coded into the collective field, that convinces you your brightness is something others could extinguish, when in truth, your essence remains beyond reach. There is a kind of spell on this world, the belief that worth is conditional, that love must be earned, that belonging is granted by others, that safety comes from approval. This spell works like a veil draped over the soul's memory, whispering, "If they don't understand you, maybe you are wrong. If they leave, maybe you were too much. If they disapprove, maybe you should dim." But that is the distortion. Because your light is not a candle in a storm that can be blown out by someone else's breath. It is a star. And stars do not negotiate with night. That ache of longing or confusion? For Pleiadians, it's not really about place or circumstance. It's the memory of unity, of unconditional love, of a frequency so familiar your soul aches for it, even when your mind can't name it. It's the remembrance of what it felt like to be known without explanation, to be held without performance, to be seen without having to translate yourself. On Earth, you may love deeply and still feel lonely, not because love isn't present, but because the frequency is different. It is like hearing a melody in your inner world and then walking into a room where everyone is speaking in a rhythm that doesn't match the song. Your soul keeps listening for the harmony it remembers, and when it doesn't find it, it can grieve. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something ancient within you remembers home. Scripture has long spoken of this kind of yearning in human language. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you. Psalm 42:1. That thirst is not weakness. It is evidence of origin. It is the soul recognizing what it was created to feel. Today, I want to speak directly to that part of you, the deep heart, the cosmic child, the one who still remembers. The part of you that didn't come here to win the approval of people who are still asleep. The part of you that didn't come here to live cautiously, apologizing for your sensitivity. The part of you that still knows joy is sacred, that laughter is medicine, that love is not naive, it is advanced. I'll illuminate why your joy doesn't need permission from anyone, and how your emotional clarity isn't weakness, but one of the most advanced gifts you carry from the Seven Sisters. There is a reason your emotions are vivid, why you can sense what is true even when logic is confused, why your body reacts to energy before your mind understands it. Emotional clarity is not being too sensitive. It is a refined spiritual instrument. It is the capacity to read resonance the way a musician reads notes. It is the ability to feel when something is aligned and when it is distorted, even if everyone else in the room is pretending it's fine. Your guidance will always ask you to follow the subtle voice of your heart, even when others misunderstand, doubt, or reflect shadows that aren't yours. Because your heart is not merely emotional, it is intelligent. It is an altar. And from that altar, truth rises like incense, quiet, unmistakable. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. John 10:27. In spiritual terms, your soul recognizes the voice of your own divine guidance. It may not shout. It may not argue. It simply is. The journey is never about closing off or hiding that crystalline core. Instead, it's about letting it shine, untouched, no matter the storm. Imagine a lighthouse on a cliff. It does not negotiate with the waves. It does not take the ocean personally. It simply continues to beam. That is what you are learning to become. Not less sensitive, but more anchored. Not less loving, but more sovereign. Not less open, but more discerning. There's a reason your heart led you here in this exact moment. This moment is not random. Your soul does not drift into alignment by accident. Something in you has been ripening. Through sleepless nights, through sudden waves of emotion, through the sense that you are on the edge of a new chapter you can't fully name. What you're feeling is your Pleiadian family reaching through the veil to remind you. You're ready for the next wave of remembrance. Sometimes remembrance arrives as a gentle warmth in the chest. Sometimes it arrives as tears that don't match the moment. Sometimes it arrives as synchronicities that stack like stepping stones, numbers, dreams, songs, phrases repeated by strangers. It can arrive as a sudden desire to cleanse, to simplify, to be more honest, to stop performing. The Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, alongside the Pleiadian Healing Guide and special Pleiadian healing tracks, were created to walk with you as you integrate these activations. They hold the crystalline codes and sound medicine your DNA has been waiting for, because the body is not separate from awakening. Your nervous system is the instrument through which your light plays. Your cells are listening. Your water is listening. Your breath is listening. And when you meet yourself with the right frequencies, through intention, sound, and sacred language, something ancient begins to reorganize from within. Check the first pinned comment below this video. They're calling to you now. Phase 1. You are not the feelings of others. On Earth, empathic starseeds often mistake the turbulent waves of external emotions as their own. This is especially true for Pleiadian souls because your design is relational, heart-led, tuned to unity. You naturally enter a space and feel the collective atmosphere the way skin feels temperature. You might walk into a room and immediately sense tension even if everyone is smiling. You might speak with someone and feel their sadness behind their words. You might sit in silence and suddenly feel anxiety that isn't connected to any thought of your own. From a Pleiadian perspective, your crystalline heart acts as a transmitter and receiver of frequency, but it was never designed to absorb or carry the distortions around you. A receiver is meant to pick up signal, not become the signal. A healer is meant to witness and transmute through presence, not to take on pain as identity. Think of a clear stream moving through a forest. It passes rocks, leaves, fallen branches, yet it remains water. It does not become the debris it touches. Your field can be like that stream when you remember how to let energy move. Remember, your inner light is always yours. Nothing external has permission to occupy your core unless you unconsciously invite it. Each time you witness someone's pain, fear, or misunderstanding, anchor back into your breath and silently affirm, "This is not mine to hold." Let the energy flow through, not into, you. Feel what happens when you say it slowly inside. "This is not mine to hold." It is not denial. It is discernment. It is compassion without self-abandonment. It is what Scripture points toward when it says, "Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Proverbs 4:23. Guarding your heart does not mean closing it. It means knowing it is sacred ground. Practically, this can look like noticing where you feel sensations in your body, tightness in the solar plexus, heaviness on the shoulders, buzzing in the head, and asking, "Did this arise from my own truth, or did it enter when I came near someone else?" If it entered from outside, you can exhale and imagine it returning to source, like mist dissolving in sunlight. You can visualize your breath as a wind that clears your field, leaving only what belongs to you, your own wisdom, your own feelings, your own clear signal. Phase 2. Reclaim your heart's clarity. You have a guidance system woven into your DNA, a living map encoded by the Pleiadian High Council. This map is not a set of rigid instructions. It is more like a constellation, points of light that connect as you move. Each choice you make with integrity lights up the next point. Each time you betray yourself, the path feels foggier, not as punishment, but as feedback. Emotional clarity isn't about having no feelings or always radiating peace. It's about discerning what belongs to you and what is only visiting. It's about understanding that you can be a sky and still have clouds. The sky is not ruined by weather. It simply contains it. Your clarity is the sky. Your emotions are the moving patterns. When confusion arrives, pause. Do not rush to fix it. Do not immediately assume you are wrong. Confusion is often the moment when multiple frequencies collide. Your truth, someone else's expectations, the collective's fear, old survival patterns. Ask your heart, is this my truth, or am I echoing someone else? The answer will always ring clear in the deep silence of your being. It may not come as words. It might come as expansion or contraction. It might come as relief or tightness. It might come as a sudden calm that washes over you when you consider one option, and a heaviness that returns when you consider another. This is the body's wisdom speaking. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15 is not merely poetic, it's instruction. Peace is a ruler, a measure, not the peace of avoidance, but the peace of alignment, the inner yes that doesn't need to argue. To reclaim your heart's clarity, you may also need to release the habit of over-explaining yourself. Pleiadian souls often try to communicate in ways that ensure everyone feels comfortable, but clarity is not always comfortable to those who benefit from your confusion. Sometimes your clearest truth is a simple sentence. That doesn't work for me. I need time. No? Yes? And when guilt rises, notice it gently. Guilt is often the echo of old conditioning that taught you love must be earned through compliance. Your heart's clarity is different. It is clean. It is direct. It is kind without being controllable. Phase 3. The invincible light within. The gifts you brought from the Pleiades, the love, wisdom, and crystalline consciousness, are indestructible. They may be covered, but they cannot be destroyed. They may be forgotten, but they cannot be erased. No rejection or misunderstanding can reach the sovereign core of your essence. People can misunderstand your intentions, but they cannot rewrite your soul. They can project their fears onto you, but they cannot stain your original light. Imagine it now, a sphere of living light, pure and resilient, at the very center of your being. Not something you have to force, not something you have to create. It is already there, like a sun behind clouds. This sphere is quiet power. It is the part of you that existed before any heartbreak, before any betrayal, before any moment you learned to doubt yourself. Others may press in, doubt, or even attempt to cloud your vision, but your original light remains, beyond all interference, eternally intact. Feel how different it is to relate to yourself from this truth. When someone disapproves, you don't collapse. You remember the sphere. When someone is angry, you don't absorb it. You remember the sphere. When you make a mistake, you don't condemn yourself. You return to the sphere, and from there, you learn with compassion. This is what it means to be in the world but not of it. John 17:14-16 in essence. Present in density without becoming defined by density. You can walk through shadow without taking it as identity. You can witness trauma without making it home. Pleiadian light is crystalline not because it is fragile, but because it is structured, coherent, and precise. Crystals do not lose their nature when touched by dirt. They are simply covered until cleaned. Your light is like that. Coherent. And coherence is power. Coherence is what dissolves distortion. It is what allows you to stand in your truth without aggression, because you don't need to fight for what is already real. Phase 4. Listen and follow the heart's call. Your true north is not external validation. It is the calling of your own heart. External validation is a shifting wind. One day people applaud you. The next day they criticize you. One day they want your light. The next day they resent it. If your direction depends on their approval, you will live in constant recalibration, always adjusting, always shrinking or stretching yourself to match someone else's mood. But your heart's call is steady. It is like a compass that continues pointing north even in a storm. Each time you tune out the noise and listen inwardly, you calibrate to a higher frequency, a resonance that matches the unity grids of the Seven Sisters. Calibration is a sacred practice. It can be as simple as sitting for 2 minutes with your hand on your chest and asking, "What is true right now?" It can be as simple as noticing what brings you alive, not what impresses others, not what earns approval, what brings your spirit into breath. Even small acts of following your joy, expressing your truth, or standing in tender openness shift the collective. Because the collective is not shifted by debate alone, it is shifted by embodiment. It is shifted when someone chooses love in a world trained for fear. It is shifted when someone chooses honesty in a world addicted to performance. It is shifted when someone chooses rest in a world that worships exhaustion. Each choice to honor your heart is a reunion with home. Home is not only a location in the stars. Home is a frequency you carry. When you act from alignment, you feel that frequency return like a familiar fragrance, subtle but unmistakable. And yes, people may misunderstand. They may call you selfish when you set a boundary. They may call you naive when you speak of love. They may call you intense when you refuse to pretend. Let them. Their labels are often the language of their own unhealed parts. Your heart's call is older than their opinions. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 can also be heard as, "Be still and know what is real within you." Stillness is where the heart speaks. Phase 5. Boundaries as sacred light. Boundaries aren't walls. They are luminous membranes, informed by love and wisdom. A membrane allows nourishment in and releases what is not needed. It is intelligent. It is alive. Pleiadian souls often struggle here because the desire for unity can be so strong that you mistake boundaries for separation. But true unity is not achieved through self-erasure. Unity is achieved when each being stands in their integrity, bringing their authentic frequency into harmony. The more you affirm your sovereignty without closing your heart, the less you are shaped by the moods and opinions of those around you. Imagine your aura as a soft, radiant oval of light around you, golden white, opalescent, gently shimmering. This is not armor. It is clarity. It is the energetic equivalent of saying, "I am available for love, not for manipulation. I am open to connection, not to control. I will witness your feelings, but I will not carry them as my identity." To hold your light is not to separate. It's to become a living invitation for others to remember their own. When you stop rescuing people from their emotions, you give them the dignity of their own journey. When you stop over-functioning, you stop teaching others that they can underfunction. When you stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you, you can serve your life force for what is sacred. Even Jesus withdrew to pray. Even the most loving presence honored solitude. Boundaries are not a failure of love. They are love with wisdom. They are what keep your gift sustainable, because a burnt-out healer helps no one. A drained empath cannot serve clearly. A dimmed starseed cannot anchor the frequency they came to bring. Boundaries are how your light stays bright, without strain. Phase 6. Realignment with star family support. You are never alone in this process. Isolation is one of the greatest illusions of Earth density. It can feel convincing because the senses report separation. Different bodies, different lives, different walls. But frequency does not require walls to open. Love does not require proximity to be real. Each moment you choose to remember, your Pleiadian kin draw nearer. Not because they were far, but because your awareness becomes receptive. Like a radio finally tuned to the right station, you begin to hear what was always there. You may sense their guidance in sudden clarity, a loving warmth, or a synchronistic sign. You may see flashes of blue-white light when you close your eyes. You may dream of places that feel more real than this world. You may feel a presence beside you when you are grieving, as if invisible hands are holding the edges of your aura. You may hear a phrase in your mind, gentle, steady, that feels unlike your usual thoughts. They are always with you, amplifying your inner resolve and celebrating each courageous step you take toward embodied remembrance. And support doesn't always look mystical. Sometimes it looks like the exact resource appearing at the exact time, the right teacher, the right message, the right moment of confirmation that you are not imagining your awakening. In spiritual language, this is the promise. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Matthew 7:7. When you seek remembrance sincerely, the universe responds. When you choose your path with integrity, reality rearranges to meet you. Let yourself receive. Let yourself be guided. You do not have to muscle your way into awakening. You are allowed to be carried by grace. Phase 7. Embodying your mission, untouched. The world doesn't need more perfection. It needs embodied examples of living, unshakable light. Perfection is often fear in costume. It is the attempt to control outcomes so you won't be judged. But your mission was never to be flawless. Your mission is to be true. Your mission is to be coherent. Your mission is to be so anchored in love that you become a stabilizing presence in chaotic spaces. Not because you fix everyone, but because your frequency reminds them of their own wholeness. As you stand in the truth of who you are, you become an anchor for the unconditional love of the Pleiades to enter this timeline through you. Think of yourself as a bridge made of light between worlds, 1 foot in the stars, 1 foot on the earth. You bring the higher frequency down into the practical, into conversations, into parenting, into friendships, into business, into artistry, into silence, into the way you treat your own body. This is where the mission becomes real, not in grand declarations, but in daily embodiment. In this space, no shadow can dim you, and every heart you touch remembers a bit more of its own divine origin. Sometimes remembrance is not dramatic. Sometimes it is a softening. Sometimes it is the moment someone feels safe near you for the first time in years. Sometimes it is the moment someone begins to cry in your presence because your field finally gave them permission to feel. You are doing more than you realize simply by existing as yourself. Light does not need to announce itself. It reveals itself. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Your light was never meant to be concealed under the weight of others' expectations. Here's what your heart most needs to know. You were never meant to remain dimmed by the energies around you. You were never meant to spend your life reacting to the emotional weather of everyone else. You were never meant to confuse empathy with self-sacrifice. Your emotional sensitivity was not a flaw to fix, but a frequency to master, a means of deeply sensing without ever absorbing what's not yours. Mastery does not mean shutting down. It means choosing what you welcome into your inner temple. It means learning to feel deeply and still remain centered. It means being moved without being owned. The longing you feel is the loving memory of unity. The times you felt small or shaken were chapters of initiation, never proof of failure, only reminders to return to your sovereign light. Initiation often looks like contrast. It looks like being misunderstood, so you learn to stop outsourcing your self-definition. It looks like heartbreak, so you learn the difference between attachment and love. It looks like exhaustion, so you finally choose boundaries. It looks like loneliness, so you seek true resonance instead of familiar patterns. And through it all, your light has been watching, patient, undamaged, waiting for you to come home to yourself. If tonight you feel called to deepen this remembrance, place your hand over your heart and speak softly. I am untouchable in my light. My heart is clear, my mission is true, my Pleiadian family surrounds me. I remember who I am. And as you speak it, don't just say the words, let them land. Let them sink beneath the mind and into the cells. Feel the difference between hoping it's true and knowing it's true. Your light does not need to fight to be real. It simply needs you to stop abandoning it. You may feel emotion rise as you say it. Let it rise. Tears can be cleansing. Warmth can be confirmation. Stillness can be the deepest yes. Let your body receive the decree as a new instruction, a new pattern, a new alignment. Untouchable in light does not mean unreachable in love. It means unreachable by distortion. It means your core remains yours. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content. It's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.